reaffirming our commitment to building a strong, inclusive, and high-performing organization. As I reflect on the year, our progress is defined not only by the results we have achieved, but also by the discipline and intent with which we have strengthened the foundations of the company. We have enhanced our capabilities, diversified our portfolio, and aligned ourselves more closely with the future of engineering. I would like to thank our shareholders for our continued trust and support. As we move forward, we remain committed to building a business that combines engineering excellence with purpose and delivers solutions that are relevant, responsible, and enduring in value. Thank you. Now to the proceedings for the rest of the items in the meetings. Since there is no observation, qualification, or comment by the statutory auditors in their report on financial transactions or matters which have any adverse effect on the functioning of the company, the auditor's report does not require to be read. I now request Mr. Warren Harris to make his presentation. Demant is there, we can ask him to introduce.
Good afternoon, everybody, and it is my distinct privilege to extend my welcome to this year's annual general meeting. Thank you to our shareholders, thank you to our customers, thank you to our partners and our employees around the world. It is your trust that has given us the confidence to navigate challenging market conditions and to emerge stronger. FY26 has been a challenging year, but it's also been a defining year. And today I'd like to take you through how we've navigated the challenges, what we've achieved, and how we are looking at the future. Just to set context, over the next 20 minutes, once again, I'll comment on the environment in which we operated, I'll position what we've achieved. I'll talk a little bit about the financial results, the progress that we are making as far as our people agenda is concerned. And as a Tata Group company, I'll profile how we are leveraging the success that we are driving to give back to the communities in which we live and work. And I'll finish with some commentary about FY27 and how we are looking at the future. But let me start with the market conditions. And as I said before, it has been a difficult 12 months. Right at the beginning of fiscal year 2026, the United States declared a national emergency given the growing trade deficit and invoked the Emergency Economic Powers Act to apply tariffs across most of the imported goods that were coming into the United States. That had a profound impact upon the global manufacturing companies, not just those that were operating in the United States, but those that were planning to sell product into the US market. What that prompted is most of our customers to revisit their new product investment plans, not just in terms of the products that they were looking to develop and build, but also where they were going to build those products and what changes they were going to make to their supply chains in order to be able to mitigate the tariff expense. What that meant at the beginning of the year was that many of the programs that we were planning to intersect with, they were delayed, there were disruptions in the supply chain, and there was also a significant drop in discretionary spend. Our reaction to that changing market condition was to redouble our efforts to stay close to our customers. At the same time that spend was reducing in automotive, there was also a tapering of the EV transition, as many of our customers were looking to rebalance their portfolio of propulsion options. In aerospace, as Airbus and Boeing were looking to accelerate manufacturing throughput to address the growing demand for new aircraft, they were impacted by disruptions within the supply chain, particularly as far as the engine manufacturers were concerned. And we were also grappling with, for the first time, the material impact that AI was making in where engineering work was sourced and delivered. The importance of these things is not to be overstated, but it also represents for us an incredibly important shift. What we've seen over the last 12 months is many of our customers recommit themselves to very cost-effective product development activities, to look at what's core and what's non-core, to reaffirm the importance of speed, and to make investments to drive agility and resilience within their supply chains. The importance of this is that they align directly with the value proposition of your company. And whilst we grappled with some very difficult market conditions during the first 3 quarters of the last fiscal year, we saw a material improvement in the fourth quarter, as the chairman has referenced, and we've certainly taken that momentum into the new fiscal year. Next. During these difficult market conditions, we stayed focused. We reaffirmed our commitment to investing in the fundamentals of our business. We recommitted ourselves to getting closer to our top customers and to position ourselves in terms of relevance to the strategic imperatives that they were driving. We targeted large, multi-year, multi-million-dollar deals. And as the chairman has profiled in his speech, last year we won more large deals than we ever have in the history of our company. We continue to invest in innovation, as evidenced by the progress that we've made in our AI framework, Chromosome AI, and through the launch of solutions like WattSync, our battery passport solution. We've made some adjustments to the leadership to reinforce our execution focus. We've invested in next generation capabilities, embedded systems, software, and AI. We've tweaked our go-to-market approach, and we've also continued to invest in our people. These were deliberate decisions that we made because we wanted to invest ahead of what we always knew was going to be a bounce back. And we did this despite the impact that this was always going to have on margins. Here's the next slide. And the outcomes are visible. We have, as I referenced, secured multi-million-dollar, multi-year deals with our top customers that we are now executing, and that's what underpinned the improvement that we saw in the fourth quarter. We also were able to reduce during the course of the year our client concentration risk. We diversified upon our traditional dependence upon the automotive sector, and we are increasingly benefiting from the contribution that we are deriving from the investments that we've made in next generation capabilities, again, embedded electronics, software, and AI. As we enter the new fiscal year, we are entering the new fiscal year with the largest order book that your company has ever had. And that gives us great confidence in the trajectory that we have ahead. One of the pillars of our strategy in FY26 has been the commitment that we continue to make to building out the capabilities that underpin your company. We've invested in advanced mobility solutions, specifically ADAS and connected product solutions. Through the acquisition of ESTEC, we have broadened our systems engineering capabilities whilst at the same time reinforcing the nexus that we have in Germany. On the BMW TechWorks India side of things, again, as the chairman said, we've now stood up 2,000 people that are managed out of innovation hubs in Pune, Bangalore, and Chennai. And these teams are focused upon next generation automotive software and digital solutions that are being delivered to BMW. These capabilities that we are building are deliberate. We are moving the center of gravity of our business increasingly from where demand has been in the past to where we expect demand to be driven in the future. The ESTEC acquisition was a strategic enabler. As I mentioned before, it strengthens our systems engineering capability. It reinforces our presence in the important market of Germany, and it provides access to the largest R&D spender in the automotive sector. It also is a strategic move by your company from digital into physical testing, as evidenced by the robotic testing capabilities that ESTEC has in Wolfsburg and through the test track that they have in Morocco. Let's take a look. As the chairman referenced, our progress as a company is also being validated by external recognition. Our HR capabilities have been recognized by CII here in India, and Frost & Sullivan confirmed Tata Technologies as the Asia Pacific Company of the Year for our autonomous driving capabilities. Also last week, I was in the Midlands in the UK, and I received the Visionary Supplier of the Year award from my largest customer, JLR. These recognitions confirm that your company is not only building the right capability, but we're also underpinning that capability with the right culture. Let me move on now to the strategically important topic of AI. Engineering work in the future will increasingly gravitate towards smarter, more complex products, disaggregated and disrupted workflows, and the ever-increasing requirements that are imposed by the regulator and by the quality expectations of the consumer. Our response as an organization to this is that we are investing in the development of an AI-enabled orchestration layer that will underpin the entire product realization process of a manufacturing company. From concept, design, detailed engineering on both the mechanical and the software side of things, testing and validation, advanced manufacturing, build, launch, the sale of the product, and also the product in service. This orchestration layer will combine capabilities such as generative design, the leveraging of technologies such as digital twin to simulate not just the product, but the manufacturing process at an advanced position within the product realization process. It will provide insights, and it will also provide guardrails for the work that manufacturers have to do, again, to satisfy the regulator. But whilst we are developing this orchestration layer, our philosophy and our view is very, very clear. We believe that AI will inspire and will suggest and recommend solutions. But our engineering capabilities will validate, and people will decide. Our ambition as an organization is to take the traditional systems of record, this is PLM systems, ERP systems, manufacturing execution systems, and evolve those systems into systems of intelligence. Our agentic AI-enabled orchestration platform will, we believe, enable us for our customers to interject intelligence to every phase of the product realization process. Let's take a look.
At Tata Technologies, we are delivering the AI-powered NPI transformation. While every vehicle is designed in R&D centers, its real test happens on the road. In hot city traffic, customers start noticing something. The engine feels hotter. The drive feels rough. One complaint becomes many. These experiences flow into the company, from service visits, warranty claims, vehicle sensors, and factory records. What looks like scattered data is actually a clear signal. Tata Technologies' agentic engineering platform with real-time orchestration helps to simulate the system signal proactively. It acts real-time to find the pattern, identify the root cause, and suggest probable cause. Our platform simulates the pre- and post scenario before it goes to design and manufacturing team for human in-loop approvals. Quality Agent to validate the manufacturability and shares the updated requirement to Knowledge Agent to update, modify the live blueprint with guardrail for future designs. An intelligent system listens to every customer voice. It finds a pattern: hot climate, slow traffic, specific engine variants. This is not random. This is a system-level issue. The digital vehicle model comes alive. Cooling, structure, and software are analyzed together. Cause and effect become visible before any physical change. Thousands of virtual tests run in parallel. What if airflow improves? What if vibration is reduced? The best solution emerges, fast. Before production changes begin, manufacturing and quality are validated. Risk is reduced before it reaches the customer, and the system learns. Urban hot climate driving becomes a core design rule. Every future vehicle starts smarter. This is not just engineering. This is a vehicle that listens, learns, and evolves, powered by agentic AI and intelligent system design. From customer voice to system intelligence to better vehicles. At Tata Technologies, we are engineering a better world together.
Now let me turn to performance. As was referenced before, Q4 showed a material improvement in our results. We were able to post 15% sequential growth, that's quarter on quarter. And when we look at Q4 in isolation and we look at it as compared to Q4 of FY25, our top line increased by 22%. Sequential profit improved, margins improved. We were able to extend the contribution from digital and embedded, and in Q4, 56% of our services were delivered from next generation skills and capabilities. We reduced our DSO by 16%, and we significantly improved our cash position. This performance reflects not just an improvement in market condition, but the discipline and the rigor that we continue to champion in all aspects of our business. If we look at the full year, your company organically posted industry-leading growth of 6.5%, almost 6% in terms of services growth last year, despite the difficult market conditions. We showed strong cash generation, and we are recommending that we will deliver 475 crore rupees back to the shareholders, given our confidence in the future. Now, we recognize that margins slipped, but this for us was deliberate. We decided that we were going to continue to invest in the fundamentals of our business, continue to protect capacity for when the industry changed. We look at capacity, and when we take the 12,300 people that we ended up with at the end of fiscal year 2026, and we add the 300 people from ESTEC, our headcount is largely the same as it was last year, and so we protected headcount during the difficult market conditions. Attrition has increased in a relatively modest way, but the key takeaway from our people agenda is the ongoing commitment that we've made to training. 38,000 hours we have delivered to our teams around the world, and most of that is in AI and in advanced engineering. So we are protecting capacity, and we are continuing to build out the capability that will be required by our customers in the future. From the perspective of CSR, as a Tata Group company, this continues to be the central component of our value system. And last year, we touched almost 600,000 lives in India alone through initiatives in STEM education, technical upskilling, the empowerment of women, and environmental sustainability. And this continues to be, again, a very important part, not just of Tata Technologies' value system, but the group that we are very privileged to be a part of. Let me close by saying that FY26 has tested us, but it's also strengthened us. Today, we have stronger fundamentals. We have the largest and the best order book that we've ever had in our history. And we have very clear direction and momentum that we are taking into FY27. And I can assure you the almost 13,000 people inside of Tata Technologies are working tirelessly to take the potential that we've worked hard to create for ourselves, to turn that into the type of performance that we all hope and expect. Thank you.
Thank you, Warren. I now request the company secretary to explain the sequence of meeting and process of voting on the resolutions in the meeting.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. The Companies Act 2013 provides for electronic voting during the annual general meeting. Accordingly, the company had provided its members the facility to cast their vote through the remote electronic voting system administered by NSDL. Facility for voting at the meeting is also provided for members present here and who have not voted earlier. Members may please go on to the voting page of NSDL e-voting website and cast their vote. Mr. Jaivan Bhave, practicing company secretary, have been appointed as the scrutinizers to scrutinize the votes cast at this AGM. Since the AGM is being held through video conferencing or other audiovisual means, and the resolutions mentioned in the notice convening this AGM have already been put to vote, there will be no proposing and seconding to the resolutions. Thank you.
Thank you, Raghav. I will now call Mr. Arun Kumar Bopanna, who has registered himself to speak at the meeting. Mr. Bopanna, you may now turn on the video, unmute your mic, and ask your question, please.
Arunji, we are ready for your questions. Can we proceed with them, please?
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Bopanna. Good to see you.
There's a lot of resound coming in your this one, sir. Lot of resound.
Oh, a lot of echo is coming.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks to the CS team, Raghav Mule and this team for arranging this. Sir, artificial intelligence is accelerating. Innovation is reshaping industries. Technology is transforming the way we live, work, and connect. So there is great future for Tata Technologies. Today problems are Tata Chemical and Tata Tech AGMs are in one day. As a Tata lifer, in both I have a say. Why did you conspire? As a Tata lifer for both, I desire. So I'm here. I finished Tata Chemical just now. God has been kind. Thank you, Raghav. So my questions. The share price has significantly underperformed and investor expectations are a little higher. I hope you do something on that. What actions will management take to improve market confidence and valuation multiples? What percentage of revenue comes from Tata Motors? Is the company seeing increased opportunities from Tata Group EV and mobility initiatives? How much revenue currently comes from automotive, aerospace, industrial, heavy machinery and other sectors? Has client concentration increased or decreased during FY26? What is the current order book visibility for FY27? What is the current attrition rate, sir? Because this is a problem now. What measures are being taken to retain high quality engineering talent in an increasingly competitive global market? Sir, amidst all this progress, one concern remains. Technology must become more human, not humans becoming less human. For a while, devices grow smarter, hearts must grow kinder, while data grows bigger, wisdom must grow deeper. And let it continue to stand for what has always made the Tata name respected across generations. That is trust before transactions, values before valuation, purpose before profit. I hope human becomes more heart and reduce less heartless in future. And I hope Tata Technology will drive a proper way and make it a grand success too. And let us come back, let us cross the 1,000 mark as soon as possible. So with this, I wish Warren particularly is the man in charge to perform. Warren, I wish you all the best to cross 1,000 as early as possible. I am 76, I don't need much money, but when somebody criticizes that Tata Technology has not left anything on the plate for the shareholders, as I wear the Tata badge of honor, it hurts me. So I hope you understand my predicament. With this, I wish you all the best. And thank you, Raghu, particularly you, and for cooperating and enabling me to attend both Tata Chemicals and your speech today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bopana. Mr. Sarabjit Singh, you may now turn on the video, unmute your mic, and ask your question, please. I will collect all the questions and respond later, all of them in one shot, Mr. Bopana. Yes, Mr. Sarabjit Singh.
So Mr. Sarjeet Singh hasn't joined the meeting yet.
Who has not joined yet?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. And also on the list, we have Manjeet Singh next, but he hasn't joined the meeting as well, sir.
He also has not joined. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we'll go to the next speaker, Mr. Bimal Sarkar. Mr. Bimal Sarkar, you may now turn on the video, unmute your mic, and ask your question, please.
Bimalji, we are ready to proceed with your questions. Bimalji, I can see that you have been unmuted.
Hello.
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Ji, sir.
Sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Very good afternoon. I, Bimal Krishna Sarkar, joining from my residence, Kolkata. Thanks for respected chairman and directors, KMPs, company secretary, and fellow shareholders. Thanks to the chairman for valuable and informative presentation regarding performance of the company. Thanks to the company secretary and secretary department for excellent investor service to the shareholders. Sir, integrated annual report is colorful and informative. Now I come to financial result on consolidated basis. Revenue from operation increased by 6.5%. Profit after tax 546.59 crores. Tata Technologies has maintained its steadiness, both turnover and profitability, in spite of several factors met with geopolitical tension and current slowdown in economy in India. Question number 1, finance cost. Sir, other interest cost increased to 20.26 crores. Compared with previous year, it was 5.12 crores. What is the reason? Sir, please share your thought. Question number 2, bad debt written of rupees 15.67 crores during the year. How much bad debt remain at present for recovery? And one initiative will be taken for recovery. Please share your thought. Best wishes to you all. Thanks for patient hearing. Over to you. Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar, Mr. Sarkar. Thank you. And okay, now we move on to, just one second, Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta. Mr. Gupta, you may now turn on the video, unmute your mic, and ask your question, please.
Manojji, we are ready for your questions.
Hello.
Yes, please. Yes, Mr. Gupta.
Good afternoon, respected Chairman, Board of Directors, fellow shareholders. My name is Manoj Kumar Gupta. I've joined this meeting from my residence city of Joy, Kolkata. So first of all, I thanks to you and your team for the good result of the company for the year 25-26. And thanks to the company secretary and his team to support us and help us to join this meeting through VC. And I thanks to the Tata Group that under the leadership of Mr. N. Chandra Saab, the peoples are there that those can help the small shareholders in any circumstances. So such type of people should be there in every company that they can help the small investor. And I thanks to you that you are the digital company and you are holding the VC meeting. Keep continue the VC meeting in future that you are in Pune and we are in Calcutta. We can talk to you. In this regard, I thank to our beloved Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi that who has inspired the digitalization. And this is the magic of digitalization that VC meeting is success in the country. And keep continue the VC meeting in spite of government change the law. Either you call the hybrid meeting so that we can talk to you directly, sir. And sir, thanks to our MD and CEO for nice presentation, who has covered several things. सर कुछ तो शेयर होल्डरों के लिए छोड़ दीजिए जिससे हम लोग भी आपसे पूछ सके, क्योंकि उन्होंने अपनी 40 मिनट की अपनी स्पीच में पूरा कवर कर लिया कि उन्होंने भूतकाल भी बता, पास्ट प्रेजेंट फ्यूचर सब बता दिया और अपनी उसमें उसके अंदर उन्होंने ये भी बता दिया कि हम क्या करेंगे और क्या नहीं. He has covered all things in his presentation. What he has done, what he is doing, and what he will do. I think that he could not understand Hindi, so I am speaking in English. So he has covered past, present, future. So I request him to kindly leave one or two lacuna in presentation that a small investors can ask you. Because we have waited for 365 days. We have waited for 365 days to ask a question, but we have covered all things. But anyway, we have 2 or 3 questions. Sir, what's your future plan? And kindly throw some highlights how you will use the AI, artificial intelligence, because our beloved group chairman, Mr. Chandra Saab, has attended a AI conference in Delhi, which was called by our Honorable Prime Minister, and several foreign dignitaries has come. So how our company will be benefit through the AI. And sir, our company is a digital service. So how we will spread the wings of digital services throughout the nation, or we will provide our services in overseas countries, because India has talent. Now under the leadership of Prime Minister, we become the 4th largest economy of the world. So we can use our talent, that we can send our technology to the several countries. And sir, uncertainty in the world reset the people. So what's the status on today, and how we face the challenge during the uncertainty, and sir, in the industry. And sir, EV and mobility will boom because now government is inspiring the electric vehicles and mobility. So how we will be benefited, and how we use our technology for future EV, because not depend on Tata Motors also. There is several companies those are launching the EV. So or sir, how much your order book? And just now previous speaker says debts recovery, Tatas are the master to recover the debts. So I will not say single word on that issue, and try to launch 1 or 2 unit in Bengal also, sir, under the brand of Tata Technology. Now the shape and condition of Bengal is changing in the leadership of new government. So you should consider to may install one office or one campus in Calcutta also in Sector 5, so that peoples of Bengal can Bengal use as a talent. So you should use the youth talent of Bengal, sir. With this, I strongly support all the resolutions, with the hope that our share price will be double and our payout will be double in under the leadership of team of management, sir.
Request Mr. Sharad Kumar Shah, you may turn on the video, unmute your mic and ask your question, please.
So I'm pretty sure Mr. Sharad was here some time ago, but for some reason he has left the meeting early.
Okay. So maybe if they join back, we'll give them another opportunity at the end of the once we complete the people who are already there. um,
This is the first meeting, though last year I also applied for the speaker. But this time your compliance is good. Let me acknowledge. I received the balance sheet. I read it. It is well prepared. How company will increase a growth with profitability in year ahead, this year and the future? Comment on the JV with our BMW. Market for the solutions and expansion, if any. Our e-company is going to expand. It is a global printed the vision of the Ratan Tata. So how you will fulfill that growth and prosperity expansion? Please narrate. At various vertical, we are going ahead with profitability and expansion. Organization best wishes for the future growth and prosperity will reward. I am a shareholder from 1990 Tata Locomotive.
Okay.
Yes, I know the Ratan Tata and JRD से उधर से physical meeting में नीचे आते थे हाथ पकड़ के. So I have seen this Tata Technology as a subsidiary of Tata Locomotive Telco. So I only pray for the best wishes and future growth and profitability. Thank you and good luck ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Godwani. Thank you for your good wishes. Now I request Mr. Vinod Agarwal. You may now turn on the video, unmute your mic and ask your question, please.
Vinodji, we are ready for your questions.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Respected Chairman Ajayendra ji, Mukherjee, MD Warren Virus. Me time to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Agarwal. And Mr. Raju Upadhyay, you may now turn on the video, unmute your mic and ask your question, please.
Scaling up and I mean very fast. So we are pleased to see that the company is back on the track. However, in view of the I mean lot of I would say the technicalities involved, we are unable to gauge what is the size of the improvement we are in for FY27. As a financial analyst, we only look at FY24 performance was the best with 5,200 crores top line, EBITDA of 1,057, and your PAT was the highest at 679 crores. So we just want to understand that whether FY27 are we going to match that best performance or are we going to surpass that performance? That is my first question or guidance you would like to have. Secondly, we have I think pursuing and talking about the reaching or crossing the $1 billion kind of a top line in last about I think 4 or 5 years. Unfortunately, the rupee has depreciated so much that it has made our targets difficult and more difficult. So just can throw some light on reaching that $1 billion kind of a top line. What we find your report is excellent and giving us a good opportunity. I would like to only mention to you that 2020 invested in this company, Tata Technologies, and lot of our investors, we got invested when the Tata's, our stock was an unlisted share. And way back in 2021, your 10 rupee share from your ESOP holders, we bought at around 1800 rupees. Everybody, we are awaiting that your first day performance of the listing when we opened at the circuit of 1200 rupees and went up to 1400 rupees. Are we going to see the same kind of levels in 27 or 28? That is the question. Sir, once again, thank you very much for the excellent performance and excellent showing the huge I would say confidence in future. We are really thankful, and we are increasing our in fact exposure to Tata Technologies. Thank you very much, sir, once again, and entire team of Tata Technologies. We wish all the best, and we are in favor of all the supporting all the whatever resolutions you are passing and proposing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Shah, for your kind words. Now, speaker number 13, Mr. Bharat Pratap Singh Megandhi. You may now turn on the video, unmute your mic, and ask your question, please.
Sir, I just checked. Mr. Bharat Nigandhi has not joined the meeting yet.
Has not joined?
No, sir, he hasn't.
Okay. Then we'll move on to the next person, speaker number 14, Ms. Lata Bharat Negandhi. If you are there, you may turn on the video, unmute your mic, and ask your question, please.
Lataji, can we proceed with the question, please? Lataji, we are ready for your questions.
Maybe some technical problem. She just logged out, I think. Should we move on and we'll come back later? Oh, she's there? Okay.
So she's present, but she's on mute. Lataji, can you unmute yourself, please? So we've tried a couple of times. We also tried promoting her to panelists so that the video can be turned on. But as far as my assumptions go, I think there is some network issue that isn't letting her to be promoted to the panelist, and hence we cannot have her at the moment.
Okay, then we will move on and come back later and try once more later on.
Sure, sir.
Now we move on to the speaker number 15, Mr. Santosh Kumar Saraf. You may turn on the video, unmute your mic, and ask your question, please.
नमस्कार, एक मिनट दीजिएगा वीडियो ऑन करने के लिए।
जी हाँ, जरूर।
Respected Chairman and Board Member, my fellow shareholder, my name is Santosh Kumar Saraf. I speaking from Kolkata. First of all, I wish all our directors and all our employees for their good service and good presentation. And also I wish our CFO for present very good annual report. And also you present display today film is very good. We get so many answers from there. So, sir, but as a habit, when I attend the meeting, I try to ask some question. Hope you will give answer. I already sent the question to my secretary, but from them, I asking some question. before you, sir. Sir, why did Tata Technology profit after tax decline significantly in the financial 25-26, despite business growth in the segment? Second, sir, what is the Tata Technology growth strategy for automotive, aerospace, and industrial sector, sir? Sir, how will digital engineering and AI impact future revenue, sir? Next, sir, how do recent acquisition contribute to long-term growth, sir? Sir, how does Tata Technology ensure compliance with ECG substantially goal, sustainability goal? Sir, a customer threatened to terminate a contract. How you would your response, sir? How you manage a team during the industry slowdown, sir? Sir, these are my presentations before you, and there is so many questions I sent by email. So if possible, I request our secretary, if possible, can give reply on those questions on email. Wish you again, all of you, for financial 26 and 27, all directors and their family, all employees and their family, and all our associates for very happy, healthy, and prosperous year, sir. Also, thanks to our moderator for good service. Also, I thanks to our secretary and his team for contact us, sir. So last, I only one thing I to remind you, the new platform you have for video conferencing, sir. But when I go to your secretary helps, sir, though that is not I blaming, but I want to show why the problem arises. There is Tata Capital meeting in 3 p.m. and your meeting also 3 p.m. So when I try to attend your meeting at 3.8 minutes, they're not taking my registration. They're telling us meeting started. So the meeting started. Anyone come late. Why do you not take registration? In this regard, I sent my video to Siddharth, Ruchika. After that, they take the action and incident problem is solved, sir. So, sir, this type of the platform never like, because there is so many meeting in the future. One time, if I have one laptop, if I have attend one meeting, so automatically second meeting be late 5 to 10 minutes. And where my speaker number 15 in Tata is speaker number 2. So, sir, I ask you which meeting I start first. So, sir, I request our secretary this type of problem never created in the future, because last day same happened in Adani Power, sir. After I speak with the ex-secretary Deepak Pandya, then they solved the problem and send me separate link as like today, sir. So think it is very not good, sir. Then every shareholder not have the number of secretary team. So, sir, we look in the matter for the future. Thank you, sir, for your once again for your good annual report and my good presentation. And again, to thanks our CFO for presenting very good annual report before the shareholder. So shareholder satisfied with all their reports. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Saraf. I understand the problem that you faced. I think a couple of other shareholders also have mentioned the same problem, the Tata Chemicals and our meeting starting at the same time, and the issues related to you logging in late, not being allowed, and all that. Raghav has taken that note, and I'm sure we'll try our best to see how to resolve these issues. The remaining questions, I think once we collect everything, I'll come back and then respond to those. We'll move on. Mr. Ashok Subramaniam, you may now turn on the video, unmute your mic and ask your question, please.
Ashokji, we are ready for you. Can we proceed with the question, please?
Hope I am audible and visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So respected Ajayendra Mukherjee sir, Ms. Warren Harris, and Ms. Uttam Gujarati, and Mr. Raghavamule. And special greetings of the day, and my fellow shareholders, the employees of the organization, all other independent directors, and all stakeholders. Sarvebhya Namaskara. Okay, I am speaking from, my name is Ashok Subramaniam. I am speaking from one of your office cities, that is Coimbatore. Okay. So I also put a special hello to Aarti Shivanand, because my current profession matches with her profession. And so I wonder, and second thing is, all other speakers said, I am also a shareholder of Tata Chemical. It clashed with this thing. So I chose to skip Tata Chemical and join Tata Technologies because of the tagline of your annual report saying that engineering a better world. It ideally matches with my current state of affairs because I am basically an engineer, and I have been recently, I give a small profile of me so that whether I can contribute to you in your approach towards bettering the world. So I'm basically an engineer with 37 years of experience in oil and gas. I just superannuated, and I am a certificate lead auditor in many ISO systems, and I've been handling safety and environment HSE for so many years in the organization. And now after that, I diversified myself and I took a post-graduation from XLRA and a joint program done by XLRA and Tata Steel Foundation on corporate social responsibility. So in that manner, my current role matches with Aarti's role, and we are approximately close to each other. She's in Chennai, I'm in Madras, I'm in Coimbatore. So certainly I'd like to meet her. Okay. So, but I wonder, with the name of Warren Buffett and Gujarati being there in the dais, I don't want the share should, this is not the price of the shares, it should touch 7,000. Okay, so it's a small light amount. So the Warren Buffett is there and the Gujarati is also there. So why not? Okay. Now I spent 3-4 hours in going through the annual report, and because of that is something related to a new product, I thought I will give preference to this over Tata Chemicals. So 4 hours I spent on your annual report, excellent report, and the first 50 pages are worth archiving it. And excellent presentation, Mr. Warren, and your presentation, especially the Morocco track. If you teach it, no wonder that shares will reach 1400 or 1500 tomorrow itself. Okay. So now I look at the page number 12 where the chairman's speech is there. I took a point from that. Company's ability to undertake safety critical aerospace works across global programs. Kindly elaborate on this. What exactly does it mean? And does this enhance the safety in maintenance and operations of our own airliner, that is Air India? And what advantage when this happens will it give over the other airlines across the world? Okay. Then coming to the share price again, I had been going through many investment forums. There is something called as a SWOT analysis. There are 3 points which is endangering our position. So kindly look into it. That is probably the reason for this drag of this thing. Inefficient use of capital to generate profits. ROC is declining in last 2 years. This is one point as captioned. And declining net cash flow and annual net profit delivery for 2 years. Declining for 2 years. promoter decreasing their shareholding. These are all the 4 negative points. Okay, weakness. So please address that. Another success stories, I really like the success stories what you have given in the annual report. Maybe you can give some QR code there and maybe we can, interested shareholders can scan it and we can go through it much in depth so that I can also suggest something you can further about. So with my experience in refinery and pipelines, I wonder when you will be entering that area also soon. Okay. So turnkey vehicle engineering for a model year refresh program. Okay. Can you elaborate on this for a layman to understand? And what does it impact, influence it has on the end customers? Okay. Another thing which interesting fact I noticed was in page number 45, that is in-vehicle intelligence through AI-driven smart infotainment, which has got a directly impact, as you claim, that it has reduced driver distraction by 55%. Wow. How it was measured and how it has happened and what is the criteria, what is the way it has been monitored. Then it also improved control panel access efficiency by 40%. If really the fact, if this can be introduced in all our commercial vehicles, including TMCVs and specifically TMCV vehicles, one of the biggest challenge which the nation is facing, that is that road accidents can be averted in this, which can be a best CSR by Tata Technologies. Nothing else than this is required. So any possibility of entering into oil and gas, I already addressed. And happy to note that Tata Technologies is part of IRSC, that is the National STEM Education. I am also a member of Tata Volunteering because my daughter is with Tata Group. So I have been in the CSR. I had a bitter experience in that, especially with respect to STEM education. Okay, one of the STEM education, I find that people have spent money, they bought some kits and given to school children. And none of the children in the school or nor the teachers know how to operate. And no instruction, nothing is all lying in one cupboard. So they called me to assemble it and explain to them and all those things. This is not the real STEM education. So maybe we can, whether our STEM education, something we are talking about is whether in that angle or not. And such a low paid up capital of 81.2 crores is one of the beautiful things in which this share price is quite undervalued. Now I look at page number 191, that is the basic thing for my profession of safety and environment. That is BRSR. FY 25 and 26 working conditions were drastically, unsafe working conditions has been dropped from 170 to 43. So the declension is not happy for me as a safety professional. That means probably it's under-reporting. Or people are forgetting reporting, they've thought that no point in reporting. So maybe that. Kindly look into that aspect. And health and safety is gone up from 34 to 51. Any analysis has been made on this? If so, what are the 3 most frequently or mostly repeated conditions which you have come across, which can be addressed in the next financial year or so? Similarly, looking at page number 200, the energy consumption, renewable energy consumption has gone to 2,468 gigajoules from mere 91.3 gigajoules of the last financial year. That's what it reports. And that is not highlighted very greatly in the annual report. So how this has been achieved, and is there any roadmap for further improvement on this? And also, I once again compliment the lovely presentation by Varun, and also look for that in the presentation next 5 years, ambition should have been given, if not projections, at least an ambition should, and the roadmap should have been given, which will become more beneficial for small shareholders like us to enhance our faith in you and increase our base on you. With this, once again, I thank you, our entire management, for giving me an opportunity, and special thanks to the company secretary team for giving me a hard copy of annual report, which I'll be preserving it. And whoever has made the annual report, the team needs a high good compliment for it. Thank you very much. And also, most welcome for all the people. Now we are not able to meet because of what you call virtual meeting. So I put a suggestion last time in to Chandra sir that whenever the board or anybody visits the particular location, at least those location, when any shareholder is there, please invite him to wherever your office is there. At least that we can meet you at no cost to anybody. I'll be glad if you are say you are coming to Coimbatore or Chennai or any other place which is close proximity to me. I can always come and discuss with you. That is why your time is also not wasted. My time is also not wasted. This is one small suggestion I put it to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Subramaniam. And probably Warren and Uttam, they did not realize the dots that you connected very well. So I'll push them so that the dots get connected. And the Warren Buffet and Gujarati. And that will have a great impact on our share price. So let us wait and see how does that. But thank you for your comments and all the suggestions and inputs. And I'll respond to some of your questions that you have asked later. Now I move on to the next speaker, number 17, Mr. Bharat Raj K. You may now turn on the video, unmute your mic and ask your question, please.
So we would like to inform you that Mr. Bharat Raj hasn't joined the meeting.
Okay. So we move on to speaker number 18, Mr. Vinay Vishnu Bide. You may now turn on the video, unmute your mic and ask your question, please.
Vinayji, we are ready for you. Can we proceed with your questions, please? Vinayji, I can see that you've been shifted to the panelists. Could you
Are you able
please
to hear
unmute
me?
yourself? Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. Thank you. So let me start, Chairman Mr. Mukherjee, Managing Director and CEO Mr. Warren Harris, other distinguished directors present on the call today, company executives and fellow shareholders, as already mentioned. My name is Vinay Bide, and I'm a supporter and shareholder of Tata Technologies, and I'm speaking from Mumbai. At the outset, this is my first, AGM at Tata Technologies, in spite of being, a shareholder since the IPO. It took me some time, to absorb, to go through the 400 pages, that you've compiled. And I must say, at the outset, that the company has performed extremely well in very, very challenging times, particularly the last quarter of the concluded financial year for all of us around the world. So I must say, to that extent, the company has done a very, very fine job. To that extent, I think Mr. Warren Harris and his team do require compliments. Now, on going through the annual report, I must say that it is well compiled. It covers most of the areas of interest that shareholders or small shareholders be interested of. And I have, of course, listed a few points for asking at this AGM. And the basic intention and direction of these questions is to understand the present as well as the future better. So having said this, I must mention some parts of the annual report that are extremely well covered. The global strategic deals that we have done, the strategic industry segments, as well as the partnerships with worldwide leaders. These are some of the salient features that we have covered as a part of the annual report. Now let me start with the questions. So the questions, as I said, are to basically understand the working of the company. So in case they are not properly focused or directed, please excuse me, but I will start with the questions. The first question is, what percentage of our revenues came from Tata Group companies in financial years 25-26 and financial year 24-25? That is the prior year. That was the first question. The second question is that it is on the DSO. Days sales outstanding increased 95 days in financial year 25-26 compared to 81 days in the previous year. The question here is that, was this due to an increase in both billed days sales and unbilled DSO? Further question, what measures are we taking to bring down both, that is, the DSO as well as the unbilled DSO? The third question is on, the overseas acquisitions. We have made about 5 overseas acquisitions since inception, as I counted them, from our annual report. Most of them are in Europe. Do we have these companies still in our fold. The question is that, whether we continue with these companies in our fold or we have, bailed out of them. The next question is on the big business segments. Our business segments are understood to be automotive, aerospace, industrial heavy machinery, and manufacturing. So the question here is that what would be an indicative percentage breakup of these segments going by 25-26 sales? And of course, I had listed out, a question on shareholding details in page 146, for which, I have already written to the secretary department and, asked them, to clarify separately on mail. So these were the few points, and just a couple of, observations, before I conclude. I must mention that what we have mentioned on page 71, that, the external recognition that, Tata Technologies employees, and the company has received during the current financial year is very encouraging. We're also pleased to note that the Frost and Sullivan recognition, which you mentioned as part of the presentation, that is also very encouraging. And a word about the investor surveys. I did mention here that this is the first time that I am speaking at the Tata Technologies AGM. I would concur with some of the earlier shareholders only to the extent of saying that this year's team, Mr. Raghav and Mr. Siddharth, I would aptly put it, they are more investor inclined than some of their earlier colleagues. So with this, I will conclude what I had got to ask. I support all the resolutions. I think though the various improvements may look disaggregated, I'm very hopeful that cumulatively we have a great future ahead of us. Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you, Mr. Bidek. And we now move on to speaker number 19, Mr. Kaushik Shahukar. You may now turn on the video, unmute your mic and ask your question, please.
Sir, I just checked Mr. Kaushik is at the meeting.
Okay. So we move on to the next speaker, speaker number 20, Ms. Kanika Jain. If you are there, you may now turn on the video, unmute your mic and ask your question, please.
Kanika ji, we are ready for your question. We would like you to please proceed.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. Good evening to our chairman, sir, our CEO and MD, sir, board of directors, and all the shareholders attending this e-meeting at this portal. An excellent speech is given by the chairman, sir, wherein he told about the achievements and about the planning of our company. Also, I received the annual report well in time, and no doubt arises out of that. Sir, I am the allottee of shares in the IPO at the IPO price of rupees 1200. Now the share is trading below the IPO price by around 35%. So, sir, in this scenario, how do you think you will reward the shareholders and also the members who have joined this meeting and are communicating with you live? Sir, I have full faith in our company, in the brand name Tata, and I'm also a proud member of a Tata group. So, of course, I have the trust that you will do great for the shareholders' benefit as well. At last, I would like to convey my thanks to the secretarial department for providing this link to join the meeting and to put my views in front of the eminent management. Also, sir, I have a suggestion that maybe you should try limiting the time of every shareholder because there are a number of shareholders waiting to talk to our management and we get this one chance annually. So if everyone gets a limit of time, it should be great so that everyone present here doesn't has to sit for long hours. If some shareholders have a long list of questions, maybe they should be suggested to send them via email before or after the meeting. And at last, thank you, sir, and all the best.
Thank you, Ms. Jain. And now we move on to the next speaker, Ms. Smita Bharat Shah. If you are there, you may turn on the video, unmute your mic and ask your question, please.
Smitaji, we are ready for your questions. Can we proceed, please? Smitaji, could you please unmute yourself? Smitaji, you already have the permission to unmute yourself. So Smitaji is not responding at the moment.
Okay, maybe we'll move on and try her again later on, one more opportunity. So now the next speaker is speaker number 22, Mr. Bharat Mulchand Shah, please. If you are there, you may now turn on the video, unmute your mic and ask your question, please.
So Mr. Bharat hasn't joined by his device. Usually Smitaji and Bharatji, they be on the same device, but we are not able to connect with Smitaji at the moment.
Oh, okay.
And we would like to proceed further.
All right. So now we move on to the last speaker, Ms. Celestine Mascarenas. If you are there, you may turn on the video, unmute your mic and ask your question, please.
Ma'am Celestine, we are ready for your question. Can we please proceed?
Hello?
Hello?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are, ma'am.
Respected Chairman, Mr. A. Mukherjee, CEO and MD, Warren Harris, other distinguished members of board directors, my dear fellow shareholders in the VC, I am Mrs. C. Mascarenas speaking from Mumbai. First of all, I thank the company's secretary, Mr. Raghav Mule, and his team for sending me an annual report and also registering me as a speaker at my request and giving me this platform to speak, which was quite easy to. Thank you so much. This company, Tata Technology, was launched first by late Shri.
Sagar, could you
So I
please
think we lost contact with her.
just check once again? I think she's still there.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Ma'am, we can hear you. I think we can continue with the questions. Ma'am Celestine, we were able to hear you a while ago.
Just trying to log in again. So,
Hello.
So I think yes, ma'am.
Hello.
yes, Celestine.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. We can see and
I'm
hear you.
audible.
Yes, you are. Please go ahead.
Hello. Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Am I audible?
Yes, please. We can hear you.
Hello. Hello.
We can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, she is not able to hear us, maybe. So
Yes, sir.
Maybe is it possible to connect to her and then say that she can just.
You can hear me, I think now. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
I don't know because the rains and all. So
Correct.
this is like bound to happen. Now revenue from operation is very good. 55,056 crores. Dividend of rupees 11.70, including one-time special dividend of 3.35. Some amount should have on in the general reserve, but our market capitalization is very good. Day by day, it is going up. Now, my next point is congratulations for all the awards, accolades received in the year, especially all is documented in 76, 77. Good CSR work and ESG good ratings. Also, climate changes are very well documented. Now, I come to my queries. We have 17 subsidiaries and corporate restructuring is going on. To unlock shareholder value, any listing of any of the subsidiary the board has in mind, could you throw some light? Now, new global offshore delivery center in Thailand, which was taken in 2006. How is this center faring? We are in China. What technology we are getting from China? We have entered strategic collaboration with Telchips, Ovesa, and Emerson's to accelerate innovations in SDV and advanced testing solutions. Throw some light. We are the strategic supplier for Volvo cars. How much is the business? Is the business in this embedded software and PLM solution? Any patents have been registered or will we be registering? We have 6,000 plus employees across the technical, behavioral, and leads areas. I would like to know male-female ratio, physically challenged, and average age and attrition. Lastly, but not the least, as many have spoken on many things, I end up saying that future roadmap. What is the future roadmap for the next 5 years? Which vertical or verticals will be the growth engine, along with good margins, with more vehicles going for EV? We wish the company all the best. I support all the resolutions. I wish the entire team, the technology, Tata Technology, entire team, board and the staff, a very good health, as health is wealth. With this, thank you so much for giving me this patient hearing. Thank you again. God bless.
Thank you, Ms. Okay, so we are on. The one got missed out in the first lot is. Sagar, did anybody come in between who has indicated that they would like to submit or talk about their question?
So Smita ji has raised hands for the question again.
Okay, so maybe we can ask Smita ji to unmute herself and raise a question, please.
Sure, sir. Smita ji, could you please unmute yourself? We are ready for your questions now. Smita ji, could you please unmute yourself?
हेलो आवाज जा रही है ना सर?
Yes,
Yes, yes, sir.
हाँ हाँ सर, मैं भरत शाह बोल रहा हूँ, बाद में स्मिता सर बोल रहे हैं, ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लूंगा। ये कुछ टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम है सर, बराबर आपका निकल जाता है ये, तो जरा नेक्स्ट ईयर जरा बराबर ध्यान रखिए, और नेक्स्ट ईयर सर फिजिकल मीटिंग रखिए, तो आपको मिलने का भी रूबरू मौका मिलेगा, और फिजिकल के साथ हाइब्रिड रखिए, तो आपको मिले कितना साल हो गया असल, तो रूबरू मिलने का मौका मिलेगा। नेक्स्ट ईयर फिजिकल मीटिंग करने की मेरी हार्टली रिक्वेस्ट है। बाकी तो कंपनी का व्यवस्था बराबर चल रहा है सर, आपने अपनी स्पीच में भी बोला है, तो मैं बहुत धन्यवाद अभिनंदन मानता हूँ, और आगे आगे साल में बोनस के लिए रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ। और सर कंपनी सेक्रेटरी और पूरी सीएस टीम का मैं धन्यवाद अभिनंदन मानता हूँ। सारे रिजोल्यूशन में पूरा सपोर्ट है सर। सर स्मिता साहब बोल रही है, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
हेलो चेयरमैन साहब, आवाज आ रही है मेरी?
आ रही है, बोलिए।
थैंक यू सो मच। माननीय चेयरमैन साहब श्री अजयेंद्र जी और एमडी श्री हरीश जी और सभी उपस्थित माननीय डायरेक्टर्स, आप सभी को मेरा स्मिता शाह का सादर प्रणाम। सर पहले तो मैं सीएस टीम का आभार व्यक्त करती हूँ, बहुत ही एक्सेलेंट ट्रांसफरर और बढ़िया रिपोर्ट जो बनाई गई, और हमें जो फिजिकल कॉपी भी भेजी और बात करने का मौका दिया, सो लिंक भेजकर बात हमें जो बात करने का मौका दिया, सो वेरी गुड इन्वेस्टर सर्विस के लिए मैं कंपनी से राघव जी को मैं धन्यवाद और अभिनंदन देती हूँ। और चेयरमैन साहब पूरी बोर्ड टीम को आपको अभिनंदन देती हूँ। बहुत आप मेरे आगे सभी बोल चुके, सो सभी को मैं आप सभी को मैं अभिनंदन देती हूँ कि आप जो न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ आप जो कंपनी को आगे बढ़ा रहे हो, सो और वेरी गुड परफॉर्मेंस बढ़िया अपना होने जा रहा है। सो ये आपकी लीडरशिप, लाजवाब लीडरशिप के साथ बोर्ड टीम का साथ सहकार और छोटे बड़े एम्प्लॉइज का भी हार्डवर्क, और इसी से अपना बढ़िया परफॉर्मेंस होने जा रहा है। और चेयरमैन साहब आपके फ्यूचर प्लान क्या है और आपके
Sir, I think we lost contact with them again.
He still seems to be there, locked on.
Yes, sir, but I don't think we can hear them.
Okay, so I think she has
She was almost
communicated
about
a
to
question
conclude, I
also.
believe.
Probably she has communicated a
Yes,
question.
sir. And also going through the list once again, I have double checked the people who missed the questions. Mr. Sarojit Singh, Manjeet Singh, Mr. Raju Upadhyay, Bharat Negandhi, Lata Negandhi, Mr. Bharat Raj, Mr. Kaushik Shahukar. All of these people haven't joined the meeting till the very end.
Okay.
So I think we can proceed with the answers to the same. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so maybe now I can proceed with the answers to some of the questions that you have asked. The outset, what I will tell you is there are some questions which are common. So I'll answer to one, and maybe later on we can just refer back to the answer that I have already given. I might just say that I've already answered. So I would request all the shareholders to kindly listen carefully. And if there's anything that is not done, maybe you can let us know later if any one of you have not got answer to your question. So Mr. Bopanna, thank you very much for your incisive questions as usual. And I think this is a very common question that quite a few shareholders have asked regarding the share price. Well, when we listed the company, it was at 500 rupees. I think one shareholder mentioned that she got it at 1200, but probably that is, she might have bought it from the market, open market. But actually, the IPO was at 500. And from then on, it has taken some value, and then later on, it has come down. But as far as the share price is concerned, unfortunately, this is something that the market controls based on the perception of how the company is going to do in the future and how it is doing today. But all said and done, I think our performance, what we are doing vis-a-vis what the industry is doing, there's a number of things that are planned and that we have to do going forward. If you look at the last 12 to 18 months, it's been really a challenging kind of an environment. We talked about it, Warren presented it, especially in the trade area, the kind of challenges that were thrown in. Then in the geopolitical issues, which basically what happened is it created a lot of uncertainty in the market and in the customer's mind. So it is not that the customers have shelved the programs, but it is just that they are conserving cash and they're waiting for the environment to become certain. Because once things are certain, only then they can make investments for the future. So looking at where we stand today, and especially the second half of the year, and as Warren mentioned in his presentation, especially Q4, we have started seeing the green shoots. We have got some very large marquee deals, which is covering different business segments, which is covering different technology space, and these are multi-year deals. And some of the work that we won in Q3 and later on that has helped us give a very good performance as far as Q4 was concerned. If you look at it sequential, or even yearly growth point of view, and we think that things are coming back to track. And our goal is to continue to grow profitably. Yes, I think there is another common question that has come is regarding our profit margin. Profit margin did decline. If you look at what we did in FY25 was 18.1 or 18.2. From there, we came down to 15.5. The margin has declined. And some of it is related to the growth itself, the kind of scale that we were planning vis-a-vis the scale that we got. Instead of doing any short-term kind of measures, what we planned on and what we decided to do was more of mid to longer time kind of actions, which is in terms of building skills, which is in terms of building capability of our people, so that we are ready once the business environment turns around. And that is exactly how it has played out. And the moment the green shoot started becoming into engagements and projects we started winning, it was easier for us to staff with the right skill because we have been preparing for it, especially in the software development engineering, especially in embedded space and in the technical design or in the digital engineering space or the smart manufacturing space, in the artificial intelligence space, the kind of work that we have done, including our internal platform that we have built and enhancing that platform called chromosome.ai. And there is a significant portion of that is there in the annual report. And Warren also talked about it in his presentation of how chromosome.ai is impacting the way we deliver to our customers, because it starts from the conceptual stage onwards to every phase of our activities or the engineering space, which is from conceptual design to the engineering space to testing of whatever we have done, and finally manufacturing to taking it out into the market, getting feedback. The entire life cycle is covered, and these are the places where AI tools are helping individuals or our engineers to take decisions faster. And at the same time, these things are getting tested before or at the first instance that this can be tested, including simulators. So as a result, you correct any design mistakes or any kind of challenges upfront during your life cycle. So which reduces the cost, which makes the time to market better, which is a win-win for us as well as for our customers. And the strategy that we took was invest in these areas. And that is what is helping us grow in our Q4. And we firmly believe that as we go forward, the market is going to grow. And we are ready for the kind of work that we see based on our interaction with our customers, where they are going to invest, and we do have the necessary skills. So that is from the profitability point of view. And the other thing was, these are primarily two related to this, and the other one was related to the acquisition that we have done in Estec. Well, it was again a strategic move as presented in Warren's presentation also, that we are primarily driving ourselves towards more of higher value kind of work. And in this area, if you see, it is primarily the software developed vehicles is the one that will come in. It is in the embedded space. It is in the driver assistance side, what we can do through AI and different tool sets, and the artificial intelligence space itself. And Estec fits the bill very well because we get the competency, we get the kind of capability that we need for our growth. It complements our competencies. And some of the people that we get are really world-class people who are getting in and part of Tata Technologies. So this is something that is going to, the synergy that we are deriving from this acquisition will help us very well, because it is also giving us access to some of the marquee customers in Europe. And with our capability and with this tech capability together, it is positioning us very well in these markets. So that is, I think these are some of the common questions that I heard. And later on, if I again find something, we will talk about it. From, I think, share price side, the other question was, what is the company doing? Mr. Bopanna also asked, so that the market confidence improves. So this is where I think what we said is primarily what we are trying to do is we are working on growing our business. We are working on improving our profitability by looking at the kind of high value work that we can get into, especially in the software developed vehicles, that is in the embedded space and all that. We are looking at how we can further improve operational efficiency, which is in terms of the resource utilization, which is in terms of on-site offshore allocation, the way we are doing. Because last year, that was one of the challenges which impacted our profitability, is in terms of our overall work, how much of it was done on-site through on-site resourcing. So some of these activities we are doing to improve the profitability. And from the wins that we are doing and some of these that we are publishing in the market, that definitely brings in confidence in the minds of the analysts and in the minds of all of you. I think will appreciate that yes, the company is winning deals and company is on the path to grow further. Now, from Tata Motors relationship point of view, what was asked is what percentage of revenue we get from our group customer. I think this is something that is again a common question. And here, what I can say is about 54.4% of our services revenue comes from Tata Motors, which is our anchor customers. And the remaining comes from all other non-anchor accounts. Non-anchor accounts are in automotive as well as the other two verticals, which is in the aerospace as well as industrial heavy machinery side. And the next question was from how much of revenue comes from automotive, aerospace, industrial heavy machinery, and other sectors. This is again a common question. Later on, I think a couple of other shareholders asked the same question. So as I said, about 45.6% of our services revenue comes from non-anchor customers. If you look at the three verticals that we have, these are the main ones where our focus is, and our focus is going to continue on these verticals. Immediate future, we are not looking at adding verticals. I think that was again a question that was asked. But focus will be on these three, but go deeper, where we are going to use our technical know-how and get into more high-end kind of work in these verticals. And that is where the focus is going to be. So majority of the work is from automotive, and the rest of it, which comes from non-automotive sector, which is primarily aerospace and industrial heavy machinery. If I break that, of the total revenue, about 80% is auto and the 20% is the other two verticals. So since these are still at that stage, there is no point in going down further into their breakups, because our goal is finally to diversify our customer base in a vertical and the industry verticals themselves, because that will take out the concentration risk that we see in our risk management point of view, and that is what we are working on. Now, I think one question was in the future, the number of questions have been asked regarding our plans, and at the same time, specific question regarding opportunities in software-defined vehicles, autonomous driving technologies. Some of it, I think I talked about when I said, when I answered my previous, when I gave my initial commentary, and also some of the capability that we are winning from STEC, which is helping us position ourselves in these things. Then client concentration, whether it has increased or decreased, client concentration has come down. If you look at, for example, it has come down slightly from 55 odd to 55.9 to 54.4 as far as our anchor customers are concerned. Similarly, looking at the industry verticals, the overall positioning, I think there again, some amount of concentration risk has been taken out. But have we reached our goal? The answer is, of course, no. And we have to do a lot of more work to take this, to do de-risking from the concentration client and services concentration risk point of view. And we are working towards that. There was a question related to what percentage of revenue comes from the top 5 or top 10 customers. I think we have not disclosed our client-wise revenue, so I would prefer not to do that at this stage. And basically how much is the anchor and how much is non-anchor. So I think that should be sufficient for the time being. And once we have sufficient growth and sufficient number of customers, then we would try and give these things out. The only reason I'm not giving it is once we give and once these things become a public knowledge, then we have to ensure that these things are repeated in our quarterly and our annual reports. And probably we will take some time to get to that stage when we are able to publish these numbers. Current order book visibility, this is again a question where we are not giving or disclosing our actual order book number per se. But we have told you that we have won about 27 deals during this year, which we have won quite a few marquee deals at this point in time from in our existing customers, as well as new customers that we have won during this year. And these deals are long-term, multi-year deals. These are in the engineering space. These are in aerospace area. These are even in IHM, that is the industrial heavy machinery space. Majority of them, or more of them, are in the automotive space, given the size and given the overall size of these businesses. So, and demand improvement is looking broad-based. It's not only one specific geography. It is, we are seeing that in North America, we are seeing that in Europe, and we are seeing that in Asia as well. So this has been overall, that is the deal win point of view where we are. And I think the question Mr. Bopanna also asked about people, the kind of attrition rate that we have. So this year our attrition rate is at 16.2%, which has gone up compared to last year. And we have been during this tough time, what we have done is we have primarily, as I said, maintained and invested heavily in our people development activities. And similarly, if you look at the kind of work that we have been doing, is one is competency development. Then at the same time, we are also working on leadership development programs for our people. These are some of the things that are helping us reduce or bring the attrition level down. That is our plan going forward. And the other aspect that basically helps in retaining people is the kind of projects that they get to do. And I think the kind of deals that we are winning, the kind of areas that we are embarking on, which is in terms of embedded, which is in terms of more of software-defined vehicles, which is in terms of driver assistance side, and whole AI-based engineering life cycle, how AI is helping us do these activities faster, better. So I think these kind of engagements are helping us, where we are seeing a lot of motivation, a lot of interest from our employees. And this will definitely help us in controlling and bringing our attrition level down. So that is from this point of view. And any other question that I've not touched? We have covered most of the questions from Mr. Bopanna.
Yes.
Okay. So Bopanna, I think I've answered most of your questions. And I think primarily from the share point of view that I think we have talked about, this is a common one. Now we have Mr. Vimal Sarkar, I think from Kolkata, that is the place I also come from. I was surprised to see quite a few shareholders from Kolkata who participated. And thank you very much for your support and participating in this meeting and giving us your suggestions. I think you mentioned about PAT, which is coming down. And this I addressed in my initial comment itself, because this seems to be a very common question. And I think it is right for that question to come in as the growth stagnating and PAT coming down. Though the revenue has gone up, why did the PAT come down? And that I think we have addressed. Now coming to the finance cost, I think we mentioned that interest cost has gone up from 5.12 to 20.6 crore. Yes, Mr. Sarkar, that's a good observation. And the reason for that is primarily the acquisition that we did, and which resulted in our finance cost going up, because that is done through loans, and then there will be an interest component. That is what we are paying. And that is part of our acquisition strategy itself. The whole thing is as per our business plan, and we are moving as per that. So there is no concern per se from this item. Then from a bad debt point of view, I think what you asked is how much there is some bad debt and how much is still left. See, in our business, there is bound to be some amount of bad debts that creeps in. Even though we have very good processes where everything is discussed with the client and everything goes on, and then once the project starts, there will be some changes, there will be some CRs, and everything comes in. And sometimes there are issues, but at the same time, there are issues sometimes when a customer does not. There are files for some amount of bankruptcies and things like that. So these are primarily the reason where the bad debts come in, but we follow that up to the absolute end, to the extent that we are able to recover to the extent that we can. And we usually do not write it off unless we are absolutely convinced that keeping that amount in our books will not help us any further. And it will be better for us to write it off, and that is what we do. But then we do take prior to that all legal action to recover whatever we can. So having said all that, the next question was how much of debt that is still remaining, bad debt, which we are still pursuing. It is somewhere around 45, 46 crores. But I think that is something that we'll have to still wait and see where we stand and how much of it we are able to recover. Now coming to you said about what are the initiatives and steps being taken. The initiatives and steps are primarily to discuss with the customers, present all our side of the story, discuss with them, look at what is it that they have to say, and then negotiate and then come to a settlement. And whatever we can recover, we recover. If some due to settlement, if it is reasonable from the customer point of view, part of it gets written off. And if we find that no, we are right, and sometimes we do take a decision to go legally, we will do that. So that is the steps that we take. Now to the next question of Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta, I think to answer your questions. Future plan, how AI will be used, I think I've covered that. That is, AI is used in our customer delivery, which is in that whole service delivery that we do for our customers, which is in the engineering verticals, as well as in aerospace and in IHM. We are using AI tools, which is part of our platform called Chromosome. And some of it is Warren talked about, some of it is in the annual report. You may refer to that. And that is on the customer delivery side. But it's not only that, we are also using AI in our internal work, in our internal processes. For example, in the recruitment space, for example, in some of the activities that we are doing, how projects are doing, looking at that data and coming up with suggestions, which is through past analysis. So all that is happening, which is helping us improve our processes. So this is something that we do. And so it is both for internal as well as external. AI is being used extensively. Now, from our digital services, you're seeing how it can be spread it in India and overseas. Well, I think what you mean versus what we do, we are doing a slightly different work. And these are digital services, but not the kind that you have in mind. This is mostly related to the verticals that we talked about and how we can make the whole manufacturing stream more smart and use AI as well as digitally connect integrate all these processes so that it becomes a single source of truth. That is what is happening. Then you said about uncertainty, which we talked about, the EVM and the mobility side. Yes, since there is a push towards more and more of EVM kind of mobility, it gives us a good platform. It gives us more opportunity to get more deals, to win more deals and improve our business. And order book, I talked about it, where we are. I think we won't be able to give you a number, but all we can say is the quality of the order book is really good. And we are quite hopeful and we are quite confident about the future, what we are looking at and where we are going. And you talked about one more suggestion that you had was launching a campus in Calcutta. Well, at this stage, we do not have any plans of starting or opening up another campus at this point in time. Currently, we have presence in Pune, Bangalore, and Chennai, and I think given our scale, these three cities that meet our requirement. And in future, if we grow and should there be a need, we will definitely need to grow in another city. We will definitely look at Calcutta as well. And you are suggesting will the share price double next year? So I will leave that to yourselves and other shareholders and the market to decide where it will be. But from our point of view, we will not leave any stone unturned. We are going to do our work and double down as far as our growth and margins are concerned. We definitely, from our side, will do that. Now we go to Mr. Kotwani because Mr. Shah did not join in. So Mr. Kotwani also asked about our growth and profitability. And this, I think we have covered what we are going to do. It's primarily in the auto manufacturing, it is primarily in aerospace and in IHM. These are the three verticals. And from service lines point of view, it is, as we said, it is core engineering. It is in terms of embedded, it is in terms of AI-based solutions that we are doing. And it is in terms of once a vehicle is out into the market, then how you support customers. So these where you have all the digital solutions for integrating the entire manufacturing space or entire life cycle of a product. And these are the areas where we are working, and our goal is definitely to improve or get more market engagements, to penetrate more customers. And wherever we are in an account, we will try cross-sell and upsell our capability so that we are able to win more deals. Sales side, we are doubling down, and we have invested something in our sales engine, and we'll continue to do that so that our it gets reflected in our growth. Now you asked about what is the percentage of global revenue. Global revenue is at this point in time is about 59.5% of our revenue is global. The remaining is in India. And current status of JV with BMW, I think Warren presented that in his presentation. One full slide was there. We are close to 2,000 people, and we are doing some great work, especially in the software-defined vehicles and digital transformation work for BMW from the JV. Now, we also had a question on market for technology solution and expansion. I think what you mean is our technology solution, what we call, which is in terms of the products and the education space. And yes, we are seeing good growth and good opportunity in both these spaces, especially in the education space, where more and more states are getting into refurbishing, redesigning their platforms for providing training to people belonging to that state, students, and for developing skills, upskilling people in these areas. So we see good growth and good opportunities in these areas. Now coming to Mr. Agarwal, I think you had a question on the present order book. I think I have answered that in the earlier questions. Then share of revenue from our top 5 clients outside the group company. This is something, as I said, we unfortunately do not disclose. We will, in future, if we will see once we are whether we are in a position to disclose that or not. Because once we do it, as I said, we have to be consistent and do that continuously. Is there any other question from you that I missed? No. If I missed something, do let me know. Okay, now I move on to Mr. Kejriwal. Your question, you thanked us for the dividend. I think number of shareholders did that. Yes, it has been our goal to consider the shareholders, and though our profit has come down compared to what we had last year, but we discussed and internally we finally decided to keep our total dividend to be similar to what we did last year. In fact, it comes out to be exactly same as last year. and by adding a special dividend. That is what we have done. And then the next question you had was in the future investment of the company. This, I think we talked about it. It will remain focused on strengthening long-term competitiveness and customer relevance. And we'll prioritize our investment in the embedded space, in the software-defined engineering space, AI-enabled productivity and digital manufacturing. Some of it I talked about when I said, and Warren also presented, that entire engineering life cycle, what we do for our customers, and starting from conceptualization to final taking the product out into the market, getting customer feedback, how you integrate everything into a complete system or solution that you provide for the customers. That has been focused, and that is where we are developing our competencies, and we are going out into the market to win more and more deals by presenting that capability. And when it comes to full vehicle development, I think there are not many organizations who have the capability, the kind of capability that we possess. So I think we stand a very good ranking. If you look at our rank as far as some of the analyst ranks are concerned, we have a very good rank in this area. So that is where your company has been doing pretty well. So I think these are some of the things. And only reason for some of the lack of growth was the spend was sort of on hold. Now that things are looking better, the whole geopolitical environment as well as the other aspects, I think we will be in a very good state. How many related to customers that we have added? I think if we look at new customers in our overall customer pyramid, then it's about 3 customers who have come in and over 1 million. There have been materials. So these are the material ones. There may be 1 or 2 which have just about engagement started or what we have started doing there. So those are not counted in these numbers. And you said during festival to remember the shareholders also. Yes, sir. Definitely keep that in mind. And the other thing that you mentioned was CSR in the water space. And I think we do some amount of work. But if you look at water space, I think there's a lot of work that the Tata Group does, especially the Tata Trusts. And I'm aware even TCS does a lot of work as far as the water space is concerned. We have chosen some areas where we find that we will be able to contribute better. So at this stage, our focus has been in the education space primarily, and in the environment side, on making the environment green. So those are the areas that we are focusing on. But given our engineering talent, water seems to be an area where we could do something, and we will definitely consider that going forward once we have something more to look for in the CSR space. Now, coming to Mr. Vesania, I think you mentioned that some of the questions that you have given that was sent by mail, so I will respond to that. But on top of that, you mentioned that how come CFO and CS changed in the same year, but yes, these were not changed by us. This happened that both of them decided to leave within a span of a few months, and that is the reason why we brought in new people to take over those roles. Uttam was in the team of Savita, and he was being groomed, and he has taken over the role. And similarly, Raghav was earlier in Tata Technologies. He had moved out. Now he came back into Tata Technologies, and he has taken over the role from Vikrant. So I think it has been very seamless takeover of these roles from our point of view, and I hope you will also feel the same. Because so far, I think what I heard from all of you is that the report is good. Some of you praised the CFO, some of you praised our CS for the kind of work that is going on. So thank you very much for your understanding and for your support. You also asked about annual profit reduced. Yes, I think I covered that earlier. The reason for that, why it has happened. And I think you also mentioned the group having 3 different IT companies, which is TCS, Tata Elxsi, and Tata Technologies. And will it make sense for all the companies to be combined? Well, I leave that decision to pay scale, which is higher than mine. and maybe they can take a call whether that can be done or not. But from our point of view, it is we have to focus on this, and we are growing. And it's not that we are not doing inorganic growth. We are doing inorganic growth. There are certain areas, but anyway, let me not comment on whether it will be good or bad. I will leave that decision separate to someone else. Okay. Now, some of the other questions you had was on the war and whether it has an impact. See, any kind of war, especially the Iran-US conflict, it did not have any direct impact. But any kind of war, it does have an indirect impact on the business, especially our kind of business, where we have your travel, your visas, and your everything else that starts getting impacted. Cost goes up. The supply chain gets disrupted to a certain extent, and customers start getting jittery and they hold their investment. And that is exactly what has happened. So that is the kind of impact. But there was no direct impact as such on us. Whether the company is exploring opportunities in the SDV, EDV segment with many, yes, we are working with many OEMs as far as the areas are concerned. And we are definitely looking at that as a growth. I talked about it. Which new business verticals is the company planning to explore in FY27? I think I mentioned that in the immediate near future, we will continue to focus on the three verticals that we are working on. Automotive being the largest, about 80%, and the other two, which is our aerospace and IHM, which is industrial heavy machinery. And we do not have any intention of looking at any other verticals. But within these three verticals, we want to look at go deeper and look at improving our penetration in these accounts, whatever we have, and get more marquee accounts in these segments. I think that is what will serve us better. So stay focused and get the job done. And once we achieve a certain scale in these, then we look for de-risking further into other business verticals. Attrition rate, I talked about it earlier, covered that. Now, I'll come to Mr. Shah, which is number 12, Mr. Nalin Shah. I think you said that you expressed hope that looking at 500 odd crores of total profit, out of that 240 crores came in Q4. So you are basically taking that and then extrapolating for the next year and the year after that. Well, it's good to extrapolate and good to think that way. But from our point of view, I think we will not commit to any of these numbers yet. All we can say, because that will get into future guidance, which we do not want to do. But at this stage, we are saying that we are quite hopeful as far as the next year is concerned. And we talked about the deals, we talked about the quality of the deals, the number of deals that we won this year, and the kind of deals in terms of long-term or multi-year kind of engagements that we have. So looking at all that, we are quite confident and quite hopeful. But specific numbers will be difficult to give at this point in time. You also mentioned that FY24 probably was the best year so far, and whether FY27 will match it or surpass it. And what happened to our $1 billion top line? Yes, it did get delayed a bit, but we have not forgotten about it. And I think I keep pushing Warren and team that is the goal that we have to achieve. And so the team is working on it. Give us some time, and we will. That is what our focus has been. And we are also hoping that share price is FY27, 28 goes to 1400, the highest price that it had reached. So I would also hope so, but we can only hope and let the market take care of itself. So I will leave it there. So not comment much on the share price per se, but we can comment on what we are doing from our side and how we are preparing ourselves. Then I think you mentioned some of the questions you sent by email. I think some of it we have answered. FY27, I covered 500 and 1400 stock price at one point. We covered that. I think you mentioned about the technology space in terms of digital twins, AI, software-defined vehicles, engineering, automation, and all this. while these technologies can create new opportunities, but will it have impact on people? Will it have headcount point of view, or will it have any impact on as a result of business? Will the business come down? So I think, see, what we believe is that some of the work that we are doing is more in terms of the value that we provide in terms of engineering, in terms of the capability that we bring in. And that is where, as I said, the whole life cycle of product development, AI and the other tools that we have is definitely going to improve our efficiency and productivity. That is the way to look at it. That way our people will get to do more and more work for other customers, because our AI and these things are only tools which are helping us do our work better. And it is not that they are eliminating people altogether. Yes, what was being done by 10 earlier could be done by maybe 4, maybe 5, but you still need people, and the numbers that are getting feed with that kind of capability gives us the bandwidth to go out and get more projects. So that is what is going to happen for us going forward. So we are quite hopeful. We are quite about that, and we are working towards it. So this is. And then you asked about whether these technologies ultimately expand the company's opportunity set and growth potential. Oh, yes, of course. These do expand our growth potential. Now, Mr. Bharat did not come in. Ms. Lata also did not come in. When we go to Mr. Saraf, right? Yes. So, yes, I think, Mr. Saraf, I think you also mentioned about our PAT declining significantly. Yes, it's come down by about 19% as compared to last year, from 677 crores almost to 547 crores. And I talked about the reasons why it has come down, primarily the scale. Then in terms of the investments that we made, in terms of acquisition costs that came in, and some of the transition related work, and our deliberate intent to invest in capability building, in leadership development, and our people development activities. So some of these things. And at the same time, there's some work which was more of on-site heavy. So given all that, that is what impacted our PAT. I think we talked about it in detail. So I'm not. And then on the, as Uttam is reminding me that there was a impact related to the labor code, the new labor code that came in, that was almost like 100 crores because it impacted our gratuity, it impacted the leave salary. So these are the two primary components that came. So that is the kind of impact which affected our PAT. Then for profit before tax, I think I talked about it. How can margins be improved? We covered that. Shareholder value, we talked about it. Our growth strategy, I think we have talked about it. Then how do recent acquisitions contribute to long-term growth? I think this is one question that you wanted to know. And this is something maybe you can look at Estech as an example, and Warren covered that in his presentation. I also talked about it. But Estech, the kind of capability that they are bringing in, and especially the kind of customers where they have access and the level at which they have access, that definitely helps Tata Technologies as well as Estech in having a very broad and good synergy to improve each other's business. And once we merge, as we have merged now, we have acquired them, it is giving us that capability. And we are definitely seeing in the market that is being appreciated, that is a demand for that kind of skill set. So it is most of our acquisition that we have done is not purely for customers or just for or getting into a geography. There is a strategic thinking behind going for any kind of acquisition. Estech has also been that way. It's more of competencies that we need. Customer acquisition is definitely one competency primarily. And I think while we saw the video about the kind of test track that we have, it also gives us the capability to go out and offer those services to our customers. So what ESTEC does, we can offer that to our other customers in Europe, and what we are doing for other customers, we will take it to Volkswagen. So these are basically areas which will help us improve. So that is how it's helping us in our long-term growth. And the margin side, I think there's no complaint as far as ESTEC is concerned. They have been operating at a fairly good margin. It's helping us as well. From a biggest risk point of view, I think you asked, for us, the biggest risk is in terms of macroeconomic and geopolitical uncertainties. What is happening today? Things are uncertain, and as these things happen, which is in terms of geopolitical issues or in terms of trade related barriers that come in, it basically increases uncertainty in the minds of our customers as well as us. And once there is uncertainty, businesses, they start conserving cash, and they would invest only if they see something for certain in the future over a slightly longer period. The moment that happens, then we have growth. That is what is happening, as we said, from Q4 onwards. Things are looking better, and we are growing. The other area from a risk point of view, which is at a higher, which we are constantly monitoring and we are always looking at, is the cybersecurity risk, given where we stand, the kind of work that we do for our customers, our own systems, how well we are keeping ourselves protected, what kind of measures have we taken. And that is something that our teams are continuously working on to ensure that we remain, because there's a lot of data that we have for our customers, which needs to be protected. And we have to ensure that not only our systems, but from us into our customer systems, these are the paths that are absolutely protected, and we do that. Then I think you asked, how would you handle a major client reducing engineering spending? See, basically, these are the areas where we can definitely, given our relationship with the customers, it's not that we get to face these situations suddenly. This is something that happens over a period of time. And we are constantly in dialogue with the customer to see what are the other areas that we can look for, where we can work, what are the other propositions that we have which will help the customer, because they are reducing the spend because of some reason, because of something where they have to cut their costs. So if we can help them do that by offering different solutions. That is something that we do. And so that is how we optimize that. So basically, these are the areas that we do and how we approach it. But at the same time, finally, if it does happen, then we continue to maintain our relationships, and our people get on with other engagements with the skill set that we have developed. How do you balance revenue growth, profitability, and customer satisfaction? Well, all of them are important for us. As we say, we have to grow with profitability. Growth without profit is not something that we are looking at. We have to grow with profitability. And customer satisfaction is paramount, because any service business, you have to ensure that customers are absolutely satisfied. You do meet the requirements, and you not only meet, but you over-satisfy the customers. So that is what you delight the customers. So that is what we do, and that is what we attempt to do. And our processes are something that we have, which is constantly monitoring how our customers feel. And you may be aware of the business excellence model that we have, which constantly monitors. We take feedback from our customers. We are looking at where things are, if anything unsatisfactory is happening, if we are getting any kind of noise or any kind of feedback, we immediately look at it, have a discussion with the customer, figure it out, and then correct the issue so that it does not percolate further. That is what we have, strong processes to ensure that customer satisfaction is met. The regulations proposed, and all that is already listed, which you are aware of. Current dividend, I think we mentioned, is 8.35 plus 3 point something, totally 11.7, similar to last year. And as I said, we wanted to just keep our shareholders looking at where they are and take care of them. We have decided to keep the overall dividend similar to what we had last year. We said, how do we ensure compliance with ESG and sustainability goals? Now, we have a report which is business reporting and social responsibility. And this is as per SEBI circular. It's presented in our annual report itself in one of the sections. You may kindly go through it. And where we are talking about the various steps that are there and what we are doing to ensure that we meet the the sustainability goals that the UN has, as well as what the Tata Group has. I think we have mentioned that we are, in my speech, that we are aligned to, or we have adopted Project Alingana, where we are saying that we will be net zero from a carbon emission point of view by 2035. This is about the group, and we have agreed to that, and we are working towards it. And that is where I think one of the shareholders mentioned that our green energy usage has gone up, because this is where we want to be, so that we do not have to reduce our carbon footprint. And in addition, what we also have to BR SR, we also have some of the European reporting that we do, and we do that in terms of EcoVadis, in terms of TGP. So these reports that we publish. Then you had, if a project is running 20% over budget, what actions would you take? I think if you're interested in project management, I would assume that, so maybe I can just tell you some of the things that we will do. We have to look at the root cause as to why the project is running at a higher cost and over budget. Is it because the initial estimate itself was wrong? Is it because the skills are not right? And or is it that requirements are changing and we are not talking to our customers, and this is not really an over budget? This is, we have to increase the budget, discuss with the customers. So these are some of the things that we have to look at. And based on our root cause analysis, we will take different sorts of action. If it is related to the skill set, we have to ensure that our teams are properly skilled, properly resourced. If it is related to change requests which are not coming from the customers, we have to have a very honest and frank discussion with the customers, so that the budget is increased and the team is not unduly pressurized to complete the projects within the budgeted time and within the budgeted effort. So these are some of the things that we do. But at the same time, we definitely look at how can we reduce wastage, and if there is nothing from a customer point of view, if there are faults from our side, we take care of it by, if the project goes overrun, then so be it. But we have to ensure that we do our delivery to our customers. But that is provided we understand what really has caused the problem and we have taken action. Now you're saying a key customer threatens to terminate a contract. How would you respond? This is again, I think I talked about it earlier, that given our relationship with the customers, these kind of decisions do not come suddenly. This is something that must have been brewing over a period of time. Either it is related to customer not being satisfied with what we are doing, or maybe something related to the customer's priorities changing, and instead of doing one project, they want to do something else. So these are some things that we'll have to look at, and with constant discussion with the customer. Only then we will know. And then if there is a termination, then we have contracts. The contracts protect our rights, contracts protect the rights of the customers, and we'll have to go by what the contract that we have and go by that. So that is something that we will be doing. Now, how will you manage a team during industry slowdown? I think we talked about it. As far as last year is concerned, that is exactly what has happened, and that is, we talked about what we have been doing during this time, how we have built the competencies and what we have done. Now, coming to Mr. Ashok Subramaniam, I think your comment, I think I mentioned immediately, Warren and Uttam, they have to get together, Warren Buffett and Gujarati, the skill set to take our stock price higher. Definitely, sir. And for your, I do appreciate your sense of humor very much. And I think I'll be using this in our internal discussion. Now, It's good to know that you are basically an engineer and you have been doing safety related work. You asked about the safety related thing that we have. I think if you look at the Airbus side, this is a corporate design approval, and from there we have about a few engineers who have been approved by them, and they are the ones, as a result, they get to do more high value work within the aerospace, which is in the area of improves the area in the customer's safety side. And whether we are doing something in the Air India in the safety side at this point in time, no. But there are a number of other areas that we are working within Air India. You also talked about our share price going down, and then you gave pointers to some of the areas, 3-4 ratios, which I think Uttam has taken a note of, and he will definitely look at it and then see what we can do and how to improve some of those. I think you mentioned about net cash flow. Well, yes, that was because our overall profit margin itself has come down compared to last year. And then promoters reducing shares is something that maybe this, I don't know. Maybe take a look.
So it was due to ESOPs, like some of the ESOPs got realized, so there was a marginal decline.
Okay, so it was, as they're saying, is some of the ESOPs that we had given to our employees. So as a result, from an overall point of view, there was a marginal decline because there was a 0.3% or whatever it is that was what was agreed as the vested. So that would have resulted, and that is what you would have noticed. So anyway, I must appreciate how minutely you have gone through the report and you have seen these kind of data. And then you mentioned something about drivers distraction reduces primarily in terms of turnkey vehicle program. This is, see, once we do the full vehicle program, this is in a turnkey mode as to from concept to design. We are working with the customers with an initial quote, and we try to be delivered within that quote unless there are some requirement changes. That is what we are calling as turnkey vehicle programs. And these are something which is managed by us, which is directly by Tata Technologies. Does it mean customers don't participate? No, customers do participate in these discussions because we want them to participate, because that is the only way to ensure that what we do finally meets their requirement. But the responsibility lies with us. So that is where we are. And the driver's distraction reduction.
There were some pointers mentioned on page 45. So how is that measured was the point?
Yeah. So I think, see, what we have mentioned in our report that it has come down by 55%. For the AI systems that we have in the vehicle, which is in the infotainment business, in the infotainment side, it is not only the music, not only the maps, but it is also continuously looking at the driver behavior as the driver is driving the vehicle in terms of the blinking of the eyes, in terms of whether the person is deviating from the lane, going into the other lane, and in terms of the distance in front of the car, how much of the distance, is he a safe driver, or suddenly things are changing. So these are the things that are being monitored, and warnings are coming up. So this is what comes up with the AI kind of a AI-driven vehicle. And this is what has given rise to the fact that yes, drivers are not getting distracted or is being measured, and the driver is being communicated immediately. So that is on this side. Then you mentioned
Health and safety incidents not being reported or less.
Something you mentioned about, I think, under-reporting of health and safety in page drop from 170 to 43 is something that, yes, this is something. See, in the safety side, there are a number of incidents which will be smaller incidents where people report, and sometimes they don't. And that is something that we have to constantly ensure that through our trainings and through our messaging, we have to constantly ensure that people do report each and every instance that they see. And that has been our endeavor, and we will definitely do that. Then you mentioned something about energy consumption. Renewable energy consumption has gone to 2,468 gigajoules. And this is primarily in our some of our delivery centers overseas, where we have been able to achieve more and more of green energy that we are taking. Even in India, some of the state electricity boards are giving green energy. See, primarily our energy comes from the state electricity boards in India. And the kind of green energy that we can use depends on the kind of green energy that these electricity boards are able to generate in their overall electricity that they are giving to us. But at the same time, we have invested in our solar cells kind of projects, but this is not something which will lead to the kind of numbers that we have mentioned. That number is primarily coming from our overseas delivery centers, where we have used the green energy, which is helping us overall in terms of reducing our carbon footprint. And then you mentioned something about ambition. I think, yes, we do have a strong ambition. I think one of the ambitions that is still not met is about $1 billion and going towards higher profitability. I won't give a number at this forum because this is something that we have been internally discussing, and the teams are charged towards that, and we'll definitely do that. And so that is the ambition definitely the organization does have, and what we are working on. And the other suggestion that you had is if any one of us is visiting some of the cities, then probably we should let the shareholders know where we are coming so that you can meet if possible, if you have the time. See, every time it may not be possible because we go there for certain purpose, but we will definitely try and take out some time where we can meet some of you. And we'll take that suggestion on board and then see what can be done. Now, I hope I've covered most of the points, Mr. Subramanian, what you asked for and what you suggested. We have taken a note. And now we move on to the number 18, Mr. Vide. You mentioned about our last quarter, which has gone very well. And then you had questions and you appreciated the reports and everything. So thank you very much for your appreciation. And revenue coming from Tata Group, we talked about anchor customers, which is about 54.4%. We talked about the days sales outstanding, whether it is billed and unbilled both put together. Yes, both sides, I think there has been an increase in the outstanding days. And but if you look at it's primarily due to some customer specific issues that we had and the overall business environment being challenging. So we had to work with and support our customers during these tough times. But things are improving. And if you look at our Q4, the number has come down significantly from 110 or 111 to 95, I think is the number, if I recollect properly. So that is where we stand. And I think our goal is to work and reduce it further. In the board, I think we have been looking at it and we have been pushing the team. And they are also, I must appreciate the kind of work that the team is doing. And we'll definitely reduce this number going forward. And you will see that. Now, you talked about the acquisition that we have done in Europe. Do we still have them in our fold? The answer is, of course, yes. All of them have been sort of merged into our operation. Estec is currently still operating as a special unit, but there is a lot of synergy, there's a lot of discussion, there is a lot of exchange of ideas, people. That is what is going on. But all the acquisitions that we have done have been part of Tata Technologies. We talked about indicative percentage breakup. I said about automotive being about roughly 80% of the total business. Remaining 20% is aerospace and IHM. And I've not given further breakup of that. So I think that should suffice. Then you talked about shareholder related thing where you said that this is you would appreciate if the same thing can be responded over email. And I will ensure that you do get a response on the email regarding this particular question. You mentioned something on page 71 and from our company secretary. Thank you very much, sir, for your appreciation. Now, I go to Ms. Jain. I think you also had the same feedback I think you mentioned about 1200 IPO price. Ms. General, price is actually the IPO price is 500. You may have purchased it later at 1200. And I can understand the pain. And there are a number of shareholders who are in that bracket, and some of them are purchased at a price higher than at the price at which you have purchased. And from our side, what is under our control is to ensure that we grow and we grow profitably. That is what we are doing, and that is our goal. We presented to you our strategy and how we are trying to achieve that. And hopefully the market will appreciate our sincere efforts and the results that we produce. And maybe at some point in time, you will recover the cost. But we do take care of our shareholders in terms of the returns that we provide. And that is where I think I would leave the answer to this particular question. Because the rest is market driven, where it will not be under our control. Whatever is under our control, we are definitely trying to do those returns. Then Mr. Shah had a question related to आपने पूछा था फ्यूचर प्लान तो मैंने बताया कि क्या करने वाले हम लोग ग्रोथ रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ और मार्जिन ग्रोथ दोनों के ऊपर हमारा फोकस रहेगा आगे चलते हुए और